Hello, my sweet Patreons. Hello, everybody. I'm on vacation, so I hope you guys aren't missing me too much. I will return in a few weeks. But I am going to do the spirit advice per zodiac sign for August for you, and I will continue to share other things as well. Okay, but I am taking a little breather. I am taking a few weeks off, and just kind of recuperating, recharging, taking care of me, taking care of my family. So I will see you guys soon enough. Don't you worry. I will be coming back. Okay, let's start with Aries, like always. Let's see which cards. Okay. Looks like they're going for these. Let's take a look. Let's see, what is Spirit's advice for Aries for August 2025? Now, if you're being guided to this video at a later time, a later year, that's okay. That means that whatever Spirit wants to tell you can be found in your message on this video. Okay? Dear. Okay. Trust in the support of the universe, Archangel Michael, and faith. There you go. Gives me this Christmassy feeling, doesn't it? It's like Rudolph and the reindeer. Okay, what am I getting on an intuitive level? It almost feels like August. Wow, okay. What they're showing me is August is for everyone. Is going to be a month of big changes on this world. Things that have been talked about for many of years will come to pass in August. Well, that's kind of exciting, isn't it? Because they're making me feel excited. So it just feels like there's a lot of shifts and changes happening that we can perceive visually, okay? That we can see and feel and touch and so on and so forth. Does that kind of make sense? And it just feels like when it occurs, trust. Trust that it's supposed to happen. Trust that it's happening for the good of us. Trust in the design of the universe, okay? It just feels like everything is happening for us. They're simply saying it's all about surrendering to what it is and embracing it with a positive perspective. Embrace it with love. Embrace it with a perspective of this is meant to happen for a reason. It is the light that will guide everything in the right direction, okay? The light is already won. Salem's trying to get all my attention here, but it's almost like, look, the light is already there. It's being emitted, okay? It's being sent into the ether. We're being supported by the light. Things will occur that may not look what it looks like. That may not seem what they say it is. Maybe I'm not saying it right. It almost feels like things are going to happen and they're going to give it an explanation, but it's not going to be what the truth is. Trust. You don't need to know the truth. You just need to know that it is happening for a reason. It has purpose. It has intention, and it will lead to more awakenings. It will lead to an increase of independency within the human race, within all people. It will lead to an enlightening, an awakening, a validation of things that have been foretold for many, many years, okay? A lot of us, it just feels like, especially Aries, we're very connected to the archives. We have a lot of knowings, but we never get the validation. We never get the Yeah, well, they've been saying it for years, but where is it? When is it going to happen? Blah, 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 right? Those kind of attitudes. It just feels like August for everyone is going to be like, wow, it just happened. They've been talking about this for years, and it just happened. So it'll give us a boost of more trust that, see, we're not crazy, and see, it does eventually happen, when it's the right time. It just feels like, it says trust in the support of the universe. It's more like August for Aries, and I feel like for many other signs, August is going to be about finally receiving the wind is picking up, finally receiving some kind of physical validation of things we have always known to be true. Okay? So trust it. Even if it makes not 100% sense, just trust that what is happening is for the highest good of all. Okay? It's all about surrendering. Okay. Taurus. I hope that makes sense, Aries. Taurus. This one for Taurus. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know for August 2025. My two brothers are playing. A little windy right now. Let's hope it doesn't rain. I really wanted to do this outside, but we've had some kind of rainy days, which is good. We needed them. There needs to be balance between dry and sunny and a little bit of rainy weather. We need that for the food to grow. Although we've had lots of food already. Very good year for crops this year, at least where I am. Taurus. It's warm though. It's warm, it's just humid. Taurus. My cats are playing around me. There we go. Moderation. This is for Taurus. Moderation. Is there something you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily. Although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. Now Taurus, although they're kind of talking about food and eating healthy, the moderation that I'm picking up on intuitively is it's about letting go of too many expectations. Everything you want can be achieved. Everything you desire can be pursued. But it's almost like one thing at a time. Okay, one thing at a time. It just feels like you overload your mind, your heart, your energy with, I want this and I want that, and when is that going to happen? And you're overloading yourself with demands that's creating stress that is not necessary. Okay, so know in your heart, really work on that, knowing that everything you desire to experience is achievable for you, but don't overload yourself with constantly bombarding your thought processing, your heart with all the things you want all at the same time. Start with a few things, okay? Start with a few things that you feel are the most easier to be attained. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. But start with a few, and then, as those become a truth, then you keep adding things to it. It just feels like, although it's all attainable for you, although it's all achievable, because you have so many things you want to experience, you tend to work at it with your mind all at the same time, and then you think, oh my God, that's so much stuff that is just not possible. It just feels like you create so much stress and pressure on yourself because you want so many things, and when you think about all those things at the same time, constantly, it'll become too overwhelming, and you will, in some way or form, suppress your high frequency, go back into a lower frequency, and become, fearful or get these ideas that it's just not possible and I'll never get there and it's never going to happen. That kind of negative spiral only occurs because you overload yourself by constantly repeating all of what you want. Okay, you don't need to constantly, few things at a time. Okay, a few things at a time. Trust, move forward, take action without questioning, because you do question things too often. Just take action if something feels right, and trust and know that all the things are achievable. All the things will be achieved at the right time. Okay, you don't need to bombard yourself by overloadingly thinking about everything all at the same time. Okay, Taurus? So really focus on that. Really work in August on kind of delegating your thoughts and just focusing on the, the ones that are the closest to you, the most likely to happen, or the most preferred by you. Okay, focus on the things that you are passionate about and just pick a few. Start small, okay? And every time you have completed one, you can add a new one, okay? But don't overwhelm yourself all at the same time, because then you'll start to convince yourself that it's not possible, it's too much, I'll never get there, I don't have enough time. You'll have all these negative narratives that'll just kind of bring you down, and that's not yeah, we don't want that. Okay, hope that helps, Taurus. Gemini. This one. Okay. What you doing, huh? Always wanting the attention. Gemini. Whoop, there it went. Between my legs. Ooh, number 51. White, purity, and innocence. Nice. Gemini. Gemini, what am I getting for you from Spirit? You're protected. You really are a diamond in the rough is what they're saying. And they have you. They got your back, okay? August for you is to just relax and surrender. It's all about trusting that you are being guided, trusting that you are being protected, trusting that nothing is going to happen to you or nothing is going to come your way unless it has value to your expansion process, unless it brings value to your growth as a soul. Okay, just really trust. If for example, and I'm just giving an example, if getting into an accident with a car, for example, with your car, does not add any value to your journey, then they will intervene and they will prevent it from happening. Okay, trust that your team has the power to prevent things that are unnecessary in your life, and really work on that trust, on feeling more safe, feeling more secure within that, knowing that nothing happens to you that is not of benefit to you in some way or form. Even if it's uncomfortable, it can still be beneficial to your desired plan, to your soul growth, to your own expansion. Do you see what I'm trying to say? No. So really work on finding that comfort. You're being held. You're the diamond in the rough, and you're being held by the angels on a daily basis. Okay, they love you, they care for you, and everything they do for you is as you requested it. Okay, so trust that everything is happening for you and not to you, and find peace in that knowing. Find tranquility, find balance, find safety. Okay? All right, Gemini, I hope that helps. Cancer. Which one? That one. Alrighty. Cancer. Yes, I know you're here. Cancer. You're going to fall off the tire, He's like laying down with his legs up in the air. He's like, whoa. Cancer. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know for August 2025. Ooh. Oop, there it went. Stop pushing and striving. Okay. That's a card I've never seen before. Number 15. It's a cute card. Cancer. Stop pushing and thriving. It's almost like stop trying to force things to happen. That's kind of what they're showing me. Trust that it's happening already. Okay? Stop trying to make things happen. Stop trying to force things to go a certain way, or force people to think a certain way about you, or to love you a certain way. It's almost like you want to be loved. You want to have validation of that. You want to find success. You want a lot of things, which is okay, which is good. You know, we all have to have goals, and we all need something to look forward to. But there's no need, they say, to try and force it to happen, right? You don't need to add force. You simply need to add faith. Okay? Remove the force, introduce faith, and drive with the knowing that everything you want is already a fact. It's already a thing. Right? It is happening on a certain frequency of your reality. And you simply need to act one day at a time upon your passion, upon what you feel is right, upon your intuitive guidance. Today, I feel like I need to go to City Hall and ask about how do I start a business. What are the steps? For example, that's just an example, okay? Could be anything. It might just be like, today I'm gonna make a phone call and tell that friend that I haven't spoken to in forever that I miss them and that I'm sorry of what happened. Or today I'm going to tell that person that I like them. You know, whatever your gut tells you in the day, try and act upon it without overthinking it, questioning it, or trying to suppress it or transform it with fear. Okay? If you just simply take one little baby step each day, you're going to get where you need to go. You don't need to force it to happen fast and now and everything all at once, okay? Remove force, install faith that it's already happening, and that all you need to do is change your vibration to align with that reality where it is happening. And the way to do that is to not force things, but to flow, to trust the inner guidance, to trust that sometimes, for example, even if your intuition says, today I just feel like I want to rest, do it. Because maybe that's what you need to get rebalanced, to get recharged, to get reconnected, regrounded. And that'll give you the push and the drive for your next day to take a more calculated step, or to take a more productive step forward. Do you see what I'm saying? Resting, recharging is also being productive. Okay? They've tried to program us to think that that is not being productive, but it is. Okay, so that's the thing. Really follow what you feel in that moment. When you wake up, this is what I feel I want to do today. Go ahead and do it. Okay, you don't need to do all the steps and have all the steps figured out. Just do one step at a time, and just have faith and trust that when you follow each step each day with alignment of what feels right, with your gut intuition, not with fear, not with your analytical mind. Don't follow the analytical mind. Follow what feels right, what you get excited about, what you're excited to do. Follow that, and it's going to lead you exactly where you need to be. Okay? So really focus on shifting in August from trying to force things to happen, putting pressure on yourself, on the world, on the people around you. let's say you're doing construction work and the person who's meant to come in and remodel your bathroom is not showing up. You can get mad and you can try and force things to happen and yell at the person and threaten, make threats. What that's going to do is only going to lower your vibration, make you feel like shit, being completely drained, while the other person will probably be like, yeah, you jap around. You're probably not even going to have the result you want. Do you see what I'm saying? But instead, you can trust and align with the reality that it is fixed, that it has been replaced, it has been renewed already. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And then that you're going to see that that'll speed up the process of that person actually coming and doing the work than it is when you're frustrated. The more you're frustrated and upset, the longer it's going to take for that person to show up. Understand that it is not that person that's choosing when he comes. It is your energy that you're emitting that will determine the reality. Is he coming fast or is he not going to come fast? Okay? It is your energy that determines ultimately all reality that you experience. Keep that in your mind, okay? So that's what you need to focus on for August, my sweet Cancer. Leo, this one, okay. Leo. Ooh. Hold on, that's like half of my pack. That doesn't count. Leo, what does Spirit want you to know for August 2025? Ooh, there it went. Hold on. Ew. Amble with contentment. Waiting rather than acting is going to be most adventurous now. Okay, Leo. Kind of very similar to what we said about Cancer. It's about not forcing things, going with the flow. It's about embracing the idea that doing nothing leads to the best of something, okay? Because it allows space to reground, to rebalance, to cleanse your energy, to cleanse your thoughts, to come at peace, to remove stress. Because I do feel like there's a lot of stress going on inside of you. I don't know what you're stressed about, but it just feels like many people are stressed about many different things. But the stress is creating panic attacks, and it just feels like everything is just stuck. Everything is stuck. Everything's not unfolding. You feel like you're living in a loop, like on a repeat, and you just keep seeing the same bullshit over and over and over again, and you want to get out of it. You want to move out of that loop, out of that repeat mode, okay? So it says waiting rather than acting is going to be most adventurous, but it just feels like the waiting is more like meditation. Really focus on you, relaxation, spoil yourself, have a massage, whatever you need to do to relax, to remove the stress, because it just feels like the stress is eating you up alive, and it is influencing the way you are perceiving reality. So really focus in August on just put your projects aside, take a vacation, take a break, allow yourself time and space to just be, to be present, to recuperate, to reconnect to the joys in your life, to the loves in your lives. And then all of that will resolve that big stress issue and will allow you to move into a parallel version of Earth that is much more conducive to your joy, to your excitement, and to receiving inspiration. Okay, so really work on that, Leo. All that stress isn't healthy for you and only leads to physical issues in the future anyway. All right, so I hope that helps, Leo. Virgo. This one, okay, hold it. Virgo. Oop, that went fast. Hold on. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. There it goes. And then I have another one. Hold on. We got two here. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. There you go. Those two came out for you. Virgo, it just feels like you're, changes are occurring. Changes are happening in all different directions depending on the individual. I just feel like renewal is happening. A kind of important decisions need to be made in order to benefit one's own future. But I feel like a lot of stress and a lot of fear kicks in. A lot of anxiety kicks in every time you think about having to change things and renew things and moving into kind of an unknown territory. I just feel like there's a lot of anxiety and stress that you're dealing with, even though you internally know that the changes need to be made. And they're saying, never forget, really take to heart in August that what you experience on the outside is simply a reflection of the inside. So when you're constantly in an anxiety attack, or you're in a fearful state for the great unknown, or for these new adventures and chapters and opportunities that might be handed to you or offered to you, just know that if you approach it with a knowing that this is going to be great, this is for my benefit, this is a gift from the universe, even though I don't know in what way yet, I know in my heart it's a gift of the universe. I know I'm being guided in that direction for my benefit, my growth, my expansion. When you approach it with that energy, then only good things can flow from that. Only good experiences can flow from the decisions you make from that. Does that kind of make sense? So really understand that the outer reality is a reflection of the inner one. So if you approach it with a high vibrational, trusting, always loving perspective, then what you're going to perceive is exactly that. Okay? So understand that. Understand that you get to decide what your opportunity and your in your experience of this new chapter, these new opportunities, these new decisions you have to make, what the outcome is of that. People feel so like, well, they feel like they don't have power over the outcome, but you do. This is your virtual reality, and it's a mirror reflection of what you feel on the inside. So you are fully in control if something becomes, a success story or not, and success can be seen in many different ways. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit of sense. But Virgo, that is what you need to work on today. Okay, starting tomorrow, August 1st. All right.